the Hard Talk Show, Hot Seats, where we meet live na AYV television, na channel 33, and Sef na we Radio 101.7 FM. Similarly, on our Facebook page, AYV News, where as always we ask you drop with the comments, questions, and contributions. As always, Hot Seats na the program where AYV designed for bring you things them where they happen rights across the board. Of course, cuts across politics, education, the health sector, and many other things. And as always, I can say, even if now that young man at the ghetto, of course, get something for discourse, we ensure for bring you now the studios and discuss those issues. Hence, you get for do with the development of Sierra Leone. Indeed, there are many sides to a story. The legal people, they say, oh, the ultra patem. You read the other man inside. So it can be you side, the other man inside, and if you allow the public for judge. That's more the reason why we carry it. Everybody will matter. Now the conversation inside with studio. Me and Samuel Ibrahim Coleman inside the program today. With the continued conversation, of course, the proliferation of illicit substance, the way people can call them bad drugs, the way people can take. But nonetheless, this topic for today, now the Kush substance abuse, how do we target producers and supply chain? So we'll discuss this one. Now the studios get a fine gentleman and a very beautiful woman. Today we get a balance of gender in the studio. I get now the studios Honorable Finda Kelly, we're in a member from the main opposition APC and a member of parliament. Honorable, a pleasure for getting at the Hot Seats program. Good evening. And I'm Samuel Ibrahim.
Thank you, Samuel. Thank you for having me.
And similarly, so now the studio gets Mike Berewa, we're the Director of Communications in State House. Mike, a pleasure for getting us always in the studio.
It's always a pleasure coming here at AYV. Samuel, how are you? Honorable Lucinda, it's a pleasure having you here for the very first time.
Most definitely, Sierra Leone, many people can, of course, agree, say, knowing your series of, some people can call them traumatic events, we don't profoundly affect mental health of many citizens. And some say SESF, now one way SEF gets an impact on economy or what have you. Whilst many people don't cry down situation, other they will still believe, say, of course, things are in the right trajectory. Nonetheless, we've seen efforts from stakeholders, and yes, I think problems still persist. But nonetheless, as I say, I get then to find gentleman and a lady in the studio. Mike, I'll start off with you. Help the people understand. Quite recently, we see presidents take the lead in the fight against illegal drug, in the country, more particularly so on Kush. Help the people understand. Who side salon they even with that leadership will see the president show in the fight against drugs, specifically Kush.
So thank you very much, Sam. So this is it. I'll start off by, I want people to understand the role of president. President, he's the fountain of honor. He gives direction. He provides vision for we. He provides resources. He creates a platform wherein we come and we thrive. So where this thing happen, not to today don't start. Like don't say we Kush don't come, but it really start from 2014, 2016. Then coming 2020, 2021, 22, 23, nice surge. And as a responsible government, we take responsibility for that. We know they look at who side start from. We look for way for law, we alleviate them. You don't get we as a responsible government. That's what we should do. So, with such, President was informed by data. The Ministry of Health and the Public Health Agency meet President and then say this is serious. President declared a state of emergency. A state of emergency was declared around April, to be precise, if I'm not tripping, 2024. After that state of emergency, President came with 5 thematic areas where he said we should focus as a nation. 1, he talked about awareness raising and prevention. 2, he talked about care and treatment. 3, talk about reintegration and rehabilitation back into society, focus on law enforcement. And the last one, I talk about community engagement. From 1 year to now, a lot has been done behind the scenes, right?
But that not seem to be evident to the public. You mentioned, say, as a listening and a government we care, then take certain strides. But many people just feel, say, the fight against Kush particularly, now been just one within a paper and more of statements. The reality, not they reach the people the way they think they affect over time.
Well, you're not going to say no evidence. Maybe probably there are some lapses with communication, informing the public on what is happening from the background, which we take full responsibility for. But there's a lot of things we have done behind the scenes. A lot of trainings, a lot of expert consultations we have done, partnerships with organizations we have done, policy formulations we have done, program support we are done. Not forget, say, a lot of people then back there admit them all. From that time to now, we collate all the reports we the Public Health Agency give President Bill. About 6,000 people we are admitted with substance abuse. Not admit them. In different places, like we collate the one in we go to hospital. Don't forget, say we also have referral hospitals where people go. So it's not, let's not just focus on what, on those with source, right? We'll focus not for just be the one that we get some food. So let's say, for example, we'll talk about substance abuse. People then they don't take tramadol. People then they don't take other opioids. Them people then they don't take Molly. People then they so the one and all we don't go through hospitals. We then collect all the data about that. Some were detoxed. They went back into reintegrated into society. Much of them no die, right? For the Kisi Mental Psychiatric Home alone, have 250 beds. There have been a circle of people where they go through that. A majority of the ones when they admit in substance abuse, mainly Kush. You want to say something?
Yes, Mike, you just mentioned, of course, lapses. Could the intervention of the vice, we see a situation wherein even the rehab center where governments be established now, Hastings, reach its money not for Finda. We see past the vice president and take upon himself and decide for Finda. Is that not one of the lapses
so those are
with the system experience?
That's the challenges. We have challenges. Every sector in this country gets challenged, Sam. I'm not going to come here and sit here and say we don't have. We do. Every sector. Honorable Secretary, you don't have, I will tell you, say Parliament, they're not struggle with money issues. Right? Healthcare, our healthcare system is donor-driven. Don't forget that. It's donor-driven. Like 90%, even to vaccines them. Someone, I beg you, they big in this country. Right? Now, governments come, now we can even increase with budget to healthcare. It was minimal, right? We increased until 9. It was, I think, 7 during the APC time. So what am I saying? During this whole thing, that's the time also Mpox came into play. That was an outbreak. Where it was more contagious, it was more deadly than Kush. That don't mean we not prioritize Kush because there's security concern than they. But one thing I want to let people understand is this, that there was a lot on the background. There was a lot of capacity training. Don't forget, say, Kush is also related to mental health. When you look at mental health as a whole in this country, we don't even have good structures in this country when it comes to mental health. The doctors and the nurses, them already trained. Now different disciplines and they go. Most of them no one for do mental health. So it comes to training. There was a lot of trainings with community health workers. There was a lot of policy formulation. There was a lot of medications and for detoxing patients and they will buy, will come. There's a lot of supervision what they do. And also resource mobilization was also part of that.
So money don't come out because I can't on it.
Well, the president don't commit that. Say there is a special fund where they allocate. President in last stakeholders meeting we hold. That was number one of 5 step strategies we give. We said we are allocating a special fund for robust measures with the fight against Kush.
Honorable, you don't listen carefully from Mike. One of the things they mentioned are that this Kush way, of course, they all about the country now. That's where they inherit from way back 2014 with the APC government being rule. But we see evidence, at this end of the second term of president being government. But I mentioned several strides the government on take. Is the APC so far pleased with the manner at which the Kush proliferation is being handled? How did they handle that country?
Thank you very much, Samuel. I don't think this is about APC. This is not about APC. This issue is a national issue. Mm-hmm. It's not a political issue. So no one
definitely
actually politicize them. Mm-hmm. Because in Parliament, what we look at in this Kush situation, it's a crisis, especially for we the mothers in this nation, which we face. So there is no way we will link them to APC issue or SLPP issue. I cannot link it to politics. So I will go for talk directly concerning what me think about this Kush issue. And if I want to come for talk about government in your strides or what me brother they say, I can remember I say a few things them. You talk about, you say, they don't, a lot of things don't be done behind the scene. Behind the scene. You know, a happy way it come up from himself, because sometimes I know you want to talk about issues on this issue of Kush. And the one thing I want to let the public know, when they talk about Kush, but Kush is not the only problem we get right now. As they tell now, they talk about Kush, cocaine also they on the rampant. I tell you this with evidence from Kono district, where I see the cocaine, in fact, it can spread wild now, like wildfire now. We don't act this way. Evidence for see young people don't begin to go into cocaine for they don't begin realize cocaine don't go now. First they say 500,000 for that small, now then they sell them 50,000. So plenty of people don't begin. So we know they look at this Kush issue as a political issue.
But honorable, is Abu saying they sell cocaine?
Well, we know who Sabu said they sell them. Just like how we know who specifically takes Nayanda and Yanda, then they sell Kush. But we see the after effect, we see the effect on the people for tell saying this Kush a day. Just like other drugs, they like how they talk about drugs, and I get evidences from people where I don't see don't begin for going to run. Thank God for Kono district, because actions don't begin for taking, but we own people for begin for going and fend people and attack them, hold them for hand over and give police them safe. Because they don't say this is not a fight, a political fight, this is a national issue.
How much as a country, how much you feel say we don't really, put together with self-affect drugs business? Because quite recently, of course, we see what happened at the Gambia. We are in them arrest them. They don't begin arrest Sahelians them in the Gambia with regards Kush particularly. How much of an effort we don't put?
Well, thank you very much, Samuel. What they say, as a nation, much has not been done. Even as a government, much has not been done. Because when they talk about things behind the scene, actions behind the scene, when they see the realities on the streets, when they see we youth and they die every day, this issue is something for me, it's so emotional when they talk about Kush issue. Because almost all the time when they left me was from Godrich for Kanaya. Several times I don't meet up on the way where somebody they fed for die as a result of Kush. Several times I don't pass on the way, I meet cops there already. Then they pick them for Krango as a result of Kush. This morning, even when they come, I see the youth man and she don't middle the road. They wait no more for their final breath as a result of this Kush. So much has not been done. We expect more to be done. Well, I can say better late than never. Because as far as me concerned, only now, I don't see government, the president self don't come out now, they don't begin for talk for very long time when they wait for talk. And then my brother Mike say something, he say this Kush issue don't begin from 2014, 2016, it only can now. We all know that is not true. This is not something for politics, and every time we point finger back to the predecessors in terms of politics, and also we start them. But the most important thing, even if we don't start during 2014 also, when they appoint you as a government for can't take over, when people believe in you, say, what's in the formal people will not do, you able to do better. You for take responsibilities for what you for do at the right time. So when we talk about Kush issue, we all know say this Kush issue in March 2020, it become worse by this 2024. We don't see plenty people don't die. We don't see mass burial of young people in this country where everybody they see.
As part of the efforts we government don't put in place, now one of recent also the president didn't take the lead in terms of the fight against Kush. Mike mentioned say the government don't allocate a fund for drug abuse in the country.
Thank you very much. Government don't allocate fund. But what if you hear about the fund where government allocate, you really know the government not serious with the fight of Kush. Because me, you know, when they talk about drug or these substances, when they talk about cartel, they're very rich. They get money. And so if we don't form anti-drug, national drug agency, law enforcement agency in this country, we'll not get bike, they'll not get motorcar for themselves. They'll not get rich over 10 staff for fight this fight, for fight a cartel, a very rich cartel. Our government serious for fight, where even they don't even get proper budget. 2024 budget, we talk about 2 billion. We talk about 2 billion 75.1 thousand where government approved in the budget for law enforcement agency for fight against the Kush. When we talk about this 2025, there is a reduction. Instead of an increase, it reduced to 1,470,000. Out of this 1,470,000, the actual money the people and all enforcement agency will go to governments, where communal governments and where them budget them for run their activities. Now about 400 and something. So they still owe them over $1 billion. So how would they go fight with 400 and something thousand against landlord and drug lord in this country? So what is the seriousness about government fighting where they're not able to give the proper budget to people? We're able to fight and empower them so much so that they're able to fight this.
Honorable, you make a point with regards the amount of money where they allocate to the National Drug Enforcement Agency and what have you. But waiting at Parliament role because them approve earlier before that in the past. Waiting Parliament can approve more so in terms of this, because quite recently we see Sylvia Blyden being compare the Chief Minister in office money, so that of the Drug Enforcement Agency taking into cognizance the ripple effects of God gets on the people in life. Waiting at Parliament level, it's not an
when we roll in Parliament, just like we say, we don't say we the represent the people then. When they do oversight, and we they make recommendation, advocate on behalf of the people. And this budget where we can say appropriation time, now time we can look into MJ's departments them, then look into them financial expenditures them, and what government can give them. The only thing we can do, we can make recommendation, say this person money small for the government.
Because it's like Parliament don't fail the people in that regards.
So no.
Because for that kind of money they want to see, I know the effects of waiting they happen right now, and all of a sudden Parliament just pass by and allow for approval.
No, the responsibility of Parliament. Now for make recommendations.
But Parliament's powerful.
Not we.
I know Parliament is very powerful.
The implementation. Not we. They do the disbursement. Now the Ministry of Finance. So but if we make recommendations in Parliament, if the Ministry of Finance not go according to recommendation, or you not even give the people in, that is not the problem of Parliament. Not our own problem, that because we don't do what we're supposed to do as we part as a government or as a parliament. And we also can see Parliament don't act so much towards this Kush business. Just like what I said, we talk about the state of emergency. The state of emergency where Parliament can't, whether we see say this is a crisis, we force the government for do state of emergency. In fact, now we the opposition members then lead that situation. Why? Please. The reason we make now we lead them because we want to tell people then say because then they are in state of emergency, then they're afraid, say this go happen, that go happen. But for related fear, say this state of emergency is about we picking them, it's about we youth them, it's about the masses, it's about the health.
Honorable, you agree with me, say
so you
agree with me, say if this approval we talk about now, we money get for do with the MP them, when I for don't put, when I for don't stand by, when I judge them pass with to see with regards the fight against drugs.
Well, that is not true because I would
tell you say very evident. No, members of Parliament and one day we see the effort to
I would tell you say it's not true. Even we say there are a lot of things that we are not going to talk about now. Where undone concerning we own welfare than even say where we not do nothing about it. We go always do the side where we're supposed to do, but we not force the hand of government behind it back for force them for take actions where they're not supposed to take actions. Even though with time, small, even last Wednesday, 2 days ago, yesterday in fact, not 2 days ago, we've been there permitting the tribe for talk about issues then. So I tell you say, it's not true say we they push we want affairs. In fact. I want to tell the overside, the other side, the other way around, where they push the issue of government and the issue of the people more than even we on issues.
Honorable, that's not look true. But nonetheless, la ushering Mike, Honorable don't say a lot. And one of the issues he mentioned get to do with that of the proliferation of cocaine in the country. Up until now, people still, of course, raise eyebrows with regards Omar Sharif, yours like Dekas and what have you. And now we don't see the proliferation of flex. Now, so them picking in the color now, flex, cocaine. And they bakuna the country. The Honorable said, he mentioned, say, Corona 1. Now it don't become as cheap as 50 millions. It's becoming worrying.
Well,
because just yesterday, they said, we see Nigeria. When they seize huge quantum of cocaine, then they get and see the container and salon come out.
The thing is,
Mike.
Honorable, as a member of parliament, if that is something alarming, when feels today, I think that's in any way for raise. I get a responsibility for do that. As I talk to you, studies available. Me, I know say we don't have that market here, because cocaine as a whole is a huge and expensive drug. So for see the market, I know they say people know they take care, and they will take care.
Any day.
Cocaine, we don't there long time.
But the eyebrows, the man at which salon don't come under the microscope for cocaine.
So that's what I'm coming.
It just
Samuel, it's transshipment. Yeah. If you take a look at
why the kind side.
Okay. If you look at our geolocation, when you take a look at USA waters, you take a look at how close we are to South America. You take a look at how porous maritime system they. Let me tell you, there's a lot of challenges in this country, my brother. Yeah, a lot of challenges. So people that use that for infiltrate, they will porous borders, they will porous maritime border control systems, and that's what we are working on. Today, you see, Nguna Wataki, I see, I not confirm that it on social media. They say the whole container, we then call media people, then go expose within it. So all this boils down to you and me also. Yeah, and they can't do that. But I just want someone to give me small time, like just react to a few things them way, if you can permit me, waiting Honorable say. It looks like Honorable is ill-informed on a lot of issues here. First of all, state of emergency, not opposition will lead for the president do state of emergency. Those powers are with the president. When you declare a state of emergency and an epidemic, it has to be informed with the data and available data. I agree now, I said there was a surge. Say there was a high rise of, how you call them, Kush intake in the country.
And there is still a surge.
It's going up every day. And let me get that. If you take a look at the sub-region, the statistics in the sub-region, Sierra Leone is the lowest. Quote me, look it up. Burkina Faso, Guinea-Bissau, and other, it's even higher. You don't get to, no, I'm just saying.
You can provide the statistics.
Yes.
Because from what from the research I do,
yes,
it paints a different picture.
No. It's
imagine an alleged drug they come out from saloon when Nigeria they tell you it's one of the highest.
Okay.
Ever other parts of.
So now make I tell you, say it's transshipment. I don't mean say it's listen. You can get a cargo where they come out some side, where go pass through waters here. You know, say cargoes and they can carry flags them, not to so. You can get, you know that they not be say not to they come out, but you go see a cargo sometimes they come out Brazil, you get saloon flag. You know that, right? Yeah, it's possible. You will see a cargo, look it up. It will get the time on and use. But you will see a cargo when not to they destined for, but it gets saloon flag. Now where you buy, you put them. I don't know how that works, but it's possible. You get cargoes them, we get flag, other country flags them, we go sail. Shores. So what thing I want to let you understand here is, and I know say you know that because you're a very informed journalist, it's more of transshipment. Then they use waters then they use porous maritime borders. Then they use porous maritime systems. That is not acceptable.
It's more of a slap now the face
that
of
is not acceptable.
authorities responsible.
That is not acceptable. That is why we are working on it. We're working on policies. We're working on reforms. We're trying to get better. That is not acceptable. But it's not like now here then they use the drug. Now make I tell you, say, we all in a street somewhere. Markets for cocaine not there. Where you go say, oh, this is people that way they pull cocaine in Colombia, pull cocaine in South America and Brazil, pull in Cuba and they can sell. No. So if cocaine they come on out 20 tons to go Nigeria, that they tell you say the market's not in the hand they go. That's what I'm saying. But one thing I want to respond to my sister, we make mention of something. I want my sister know this, and if I know this as possible they work in parliament, the NDELA, it's not the only agency responsible for this fete, my sister. Because every time you sit down with APC people, then they say, government they give money to NDLA. Now mandates they get. I know they say they not forgive them more.
So now that
I just want to let you understand. So when you look at the approach, when you look at the 5-step approach, you look at prevention and awareness raising. Would they come inside here? Ministry of Information, they come in. You get Ministry of Youth, they come in. When you talk about treatment and care, they know they go give money for treatment and care to NDLA. Ministry of Health say, come inside.
But then get a very pivotal role. Then get a very pivotal role. Taking into cognizance. But taking into cognizance the fact that the lead agency will defend against the option, what have you. But Mike,
Samuel, you have to look at the approach of the youth.
Mike, quickly. We see recently a notice from the minister, from a minister in the Netherlands with regards just like the case extradition. Say the cancel on. Government receive correspondence with regards in Kawana Salon.
If government already, yeah, of course, they request some, but if I don't say extradition has a process.
I know.
Yeah, you ask for extradition. Anybody can ask for extradition. You ask for extradition. After that, the Attorney General get for look at them, review them. After that, they send them at the High Court, they look at them, they review. After that, you are going to have a court hearing. After the court hearing, they make a declaration before they make the handover.
So I mean,
so my point
the minister don't say it comes salon.
Yeah.
When I go ready for getting the required
process.
When I go ready for getting the required support.
We are a country of laws. At the end of the day, if that individual wouldn't they look for denial, we go hand them over. Clear. If you know side, they help police with investigation.
But evidence is don't see of recent on the point finger saying did it there.
So who's evidence?
It's just plenty.
Like,
you see, I'm every day, Mike.
Give me one. Give me one candid evidence here where the point say the individual they are looking for, this is the individual there. Now, we are looking for that.
With that picture with president in family.
They say
not with the evidence.
But that's even the report will come up from RFI, France International Report. They say look alike. They say look alike like the person. They're not telling you, go back like you're a journalist, do that research. They say look alike. And that has to be proven through a DNA. That has to be proven through a lot of, they're not telling you, they say look alike, right? Now, on that basis, they say, we talk, say, the person in that picture was what? Umar Sharif. That's why we said the person in the picture was Umar Sharif. They say it's identical with the one where they look for. So it's a process. This is what I'm saying. It will be echelon, it will be frustrating, it will take time, but we want to do it because this country is a country of laws. We have to go through the modus operandi for it. We are going to look at the standard operating procedures where get for do extradition. If not the person I know what they look for, they go through all that. It has to be validated. That is what I want you to understand. Let me go back to what they say, Samuel had done this. Let me sister understand, see. Because every time you sit down with APC people, then they tell you, say, when I know they give money to the people that wait for fetch the drug. I will let you understand, say, the 5 pillars, the strategy of president will use. Them funds, and they go different side. Not only NDLA. When you talk about integration and reintegration and rehabilitation, not to NDLA will they go give money to for that. It goes to social welfare. Because now then they do psychosocial support. Now then they do psychosocial counseling. Now they therefore reintegrate them people and they back into society.
But Mike, with the current attitude we're receiving with regards the fight against, say, Kush particularly in the country, many people will tell you, say, the attitude seems extremely negative. While one after somebody and just, one you meet with and left the people with the producer and the country.
So there comes it. So in fact, that was what I wanted to start with. Because the topic what campaign I had today, now about what? Disrupting the supply chain. Not so. For like you disrupt the supply chain for someone, you get to understand the supply chain in pattern, in production landscape. This federal defense is intelligence led. So that one person hold the whole 2-pack, 2-gram pack, and they lead with to order get 1 container. And they lead with to order get the factory and host. I want you to understand this Kush thing for us. The liquid symbol that they take for make Kush, it's legally obtained. Now when they buy them, now overseas, not a crime that they commit to. It's formaldehyde, it's acetone. These are substances when they use for the saloon. These are substances when they use for embalm body. So when they buy them yonder, then they buy them legally. They put them inside container legally. They ship them.
And now the bobble no use them gray as if you get so nice.
It already become a drug. It only become illegal after they don't do the production with them. So that is why they find out we crack more on the producers then.
How many producers don't crack on? I get statistics the same.
Well, yes, a lot. It still keep continuing. A lot has been done. The people that were able to give you a detailed report on that. Now the police talk to be specific. But me you see on social media saying they crack ghettos them down, then they arrest people.
Honorable, Mike seemed to focus more on Salion, not get the required laws and policies them for adequately fed the Kush or drugs fet na the country. Because we talk on Kush, but tramadol still beaucoup. But when they take tramadol like I say na granate, you don't seek you take medicine. You wonder waiting in the men. But again, honorable, waiting a parliamenting role. How it seems more like it in a parliamenting shoulder for prepare the required laws for ensuring them for this fet.
Well, thank you very much, Samuel. I'm surprised for say we not get laws them because we get bills then we talk about drug laws them now we country for concerning drug issues them. And we all know say some of them laws and then archaic laws and sometimes they don't take. And sometimes it can be limited to some extent. But again, government get responsibility, we all get responsibility for make sure see. Thing that one issue, okay, let me just make example of they tell them they say Child Right Act or abuse child waiting. What do one use? Whether they make concerning rape issues and other issues that when they go on and say they rape them at this country and waiting. Now emergency. When governments look at that and see that in a situation where now emergency, we could talk about policies in the first place. Each time we talk about policies, there is a situation where arise where would they make policy for amend those situations them. And things they know they happen at the same time. Things that they lost them day. But remember a long time ago, the situation where been they tried with drug issue and now not the same. What they see now say the drug issue is so serious, it don't worsen. So now the responsibility of government, we all, for make sure see if the laws are not adequate, the laws are not strong enough for fights, for come back together and make proper laws them, for fight against the drug substances or the drug misuse in this country. You understand? So for say parliament they do anything, we get laws there already. If my brother and Mike they talk say then laws they're not good or whatsoever, I think say government get the responsibility for making it we counter. Like we say, we're not the legislative then, we they make laws them. But sometimes then they say parliament they regulating self. Some situation in the way they occur, we can come together, we make emergency laws them for protect certain things them now we interest. Just like how they protect them picking and then and say rape done too much in this country, then begin for make new laws there or beef the laws them up for against sexual violence against speaking them. We make them begin for talk about imprisonment, how many years this man will go, how many years you will go if they catch you, you do something with underage. At that time, we all see that kind of time. But so we also get that responsibility for do it now. But I want to go before we go into that one day. My brother has a common at parliament, but I not even, maybe I don't even understand what's in the state of emergency. They say it's not the president talk about that the president declare state of emergency.
No, it's an APC lead. Yes, on
yes, in the parliament. You can go there. We lead us them. Then lead this in parliament together with all the leadership them, and we all the parliamentarians in the parliament. This is not politics. That's what they say. When they talk about the drug issue, they talk about the substance abuse in this country and the suffering of picking them. I know they politicize them, so I don't want to bring and come my APC and SLPP business. So I say, now we lead in the parliament, so I understand what they say. If parliament not be approved and the president not be for doing.
No, president don't need approval for state of emergency.
But now from parliament to come out, now we right. Now we talk about it. Well, whatever. But we know say the bottom line is the particular state of emergency emanates from the well of parliament. All of us, both the SLPP and the APC MPs, we came together. We said this is a crisis, and Lord bring account to the president in notice and the government in notice. For say this situation, Lord, we need to forget state of emergency. That was from parliament.
Honorable, when you talk on this cocaine, we from according to, of course, I just go through a story. I just refresh my memory on a story. Now the BBC page, we totally deny what you say the report even from the Netherlands. Now being a lookalike. Mike, you can go through your page and also look into same. But just yesterday, we see a very damaging story from Nigeria, wherein them, of course, hold a 20-feet container. We get cocaine, huge quantum of cocaine. We then see that one day, now one pan, the quantum now one pan the highest in terms of waiting and non get of recent we get for do with drugs. What sort of a picture seem the paints for we na Sierra and how worrying that they be in terms of say we necessarily na
it's so worrisome. It really so worrisome. But one thing I also say again, just like as I say the issue of this Kush issue or substance abuse or drug issue we don't so damning this nation, Sierra Leone, it's not about politics. But each time we want to bring out issues them of national importance, they want to politicize, and because you're not APC, that is why you are talking what you are saying. But when we see the realities on the ground, we see they don't hold somebody with passport in other country where they carry Sierra Leone passport. As a drug agent, they're all in one country. We all see on social media. I will not specify because on social media issue, but we see them. We don't hear about the same just in Sierra Leone. And then they say na look alike. But if na look alike, we want for save the nation in face. Say indeed this na look alike. It's not this person. We for bring this person forward and allow the right thing for be done for identify say not to in this now actually Mohammed Sharif or whatever Sharif this is not just. So we need for take responsibility. We need for bring them come forward. But if we they protect people the way they say they look alike, yes, now look alike them you see. But we all want to say one week ago or 2 weeks then say again we see the pictures all over social media. Then say they see the same person in our Wataki. Then snapper we see the pictures them with the same person they say now look alike. For save this nation, I think say the government get responsibilities for find out this person now look alike. If indeed now the one way they defend are just standing or not to him. But if you're not the judge is not looking like this is Sheriff. But the public, they view them differently. The world, they view them differently. Sierra Leone don't turn to drug up. That is what they see, then they talk about. And this is not one green person. This is not SLPP issue or APC issue. It is affecting Sierra Leone as a whole. And we don't see the changes they don't take. Now, if you want for travel, I would tell you now, it's so frustrating for travel when they know Sierra Leone come out. The harassment, the searching. Now, you're putting. It's so much now for we. The travel they go freely go. They're not even now say people we say they go with diplomatic passport and other passport and service passport then. Nobody not free. Then they watch everybody keenly because everybody don't turn suspect in this country as the result of the same jobs where they talk about the result of this one they say they engage and say with Sierra Leone passports.
Honorable.
You see all of those things.
Honorable, let me talk of we borders them. Let me talk about what's that happen in neighboring countries. Quite recently, most of the arrests the way they do, na Guinea and Liberia and even the Gambia, they arrest them and they tell you say na people who come out Sierra Leone. And it paints one kind of picture of the borders that will get Mike. And similarly so, authorities will demand them border. Of course, it is unarguably the case say, even within country, senior police officers have been caught. We are in one of recent, I think it was 91, we are in 9. Austin say keep, now they keep the Kush and what have you honorable. The fight is becoming extremely difficult. More so, even with the efforts, a few stakeholders they put in place, we still they get that kind damaging image in other countries. It's similar border control system. Serious. Where serious pass waiting to happen at Salon?
Yes, sure. But me believe as a person, as a Sierra Leonean, say this is a collective fight. It's a fight where we all for put hands together and not politicize, and we fight the actual fight for make sure we solve those problems. When you talk about these things, you say don't see how many times they don't catch na Guinea, we ambassador of Sierra Leone inside Mutuka, then catch Kush inside it. Waiting at the action where government take for. Waiting government one.
Government take action.
Well, we not see. The people not see.
Mike, you go respond to that one day. You go respond to
we not see waiting government do. We not hear say they don't face the law. We not hear say they in a prison as a result of that one. We not hear say he lost it. We just not say he lost his job. So government needs for take drastic actions then for I mean they say precedent. You know, Sierra Leoneans that we afraid with this country, when people will get dry, we get boku mud, but we afraid president too. If government set one drastic action, it take one drastic action, and then one of the opportunity we been get now for we ambassador na Guinea for deal with and let the whole world know say indeed we will not get sacred cow in the fight of this Kush. But much not been done. They say they deal with her, waiting and do waiting Sierra Leone and go say actually they do them. The man they go free. Is he in prison or what? We don't know. We don't just see it disappear. So this situation, the other country that they see they don't catch na Liberia border, they from Sierra Leone, they in Nigeria, they in Guinea border, those things. We not see here. See, they say certain things that are in a reality. They talk about we got porous borders there. They talk about yes, it's challenging. We all agree that it's challenging. Yes, we face so much challenges this issue, but I mean, we're not for politicizing. We need to come out clear and plain for talk about the issues, and we all find a way forward because this is not political issue. This is an issue with this is a crisis. Mike, it's a national crisis.
Mike,
it's a national crisis.
Mike, a lot has been said by the honorable, but one thing we are even still on the try for connect the dots. Now, which man will get Umaru Sharif name?
How waiting?
How wait, man? Wait, call up us in Umaru Sheriff name, eh?
Well, people that get passports, people that they come on America when are Christians, then they go the Muslim name. When they come on Salonia, they go different name because of maybe need visa.
I don't know what's English name. I don't know what's English name will put to you.
I am coming.
Yes.
So you will see with man, Umar Sharif could be an Arab name. Yeah, Umar could be an Arab. Sharif could be an Arab. It could be a Mauritanian. So the point I'm raising here is, me, I like for go with the facts, the available facts the market. I don't like to build opinions or insinuations, because if we can, it's about your word versus my word. It's the available facts the way they are. Just a hidden the Guardian newspaper where you say maybe totally different from you, but the Guardian here say a resemblance. You know, they say a resemblance of maybe then a party.
I think the better way for the use if you like allege.
Yeah, well, in the same look alike.
That would have been the better way. That would have been the better way to use.
The point, I think the conversation here, Sam, there is no definitive pointers in this. Because even, let me say for instance, let me just put it this way. Samuel, even if you commit a crime, I know you're a decent man, but let's just put it that way for the narratives to understand. Or then they look for honorable. Everybody knows say this is honorable, but they don't go hola. Now Finda this, Finda, eh?
Yes.
Now Finda this, they don't hola. In the court of law, something has to be established first for letting you know say na Finda that. Fingerprints, not just name. DNA results, not just name. That's how the law works. In the court of law, it's not about dense. It's about evidence. It's not even about facts, because your facts could be misleading. It's about tangible evidence in the court of law. That's why you find out, say, somebody go kill person, go to a court of law, get good lawyer, then free.
Not just tangible, but the relevance.
Yeah, well, now English word they play with, but the evidence, that's not the key thing here. In the court of law, you have all the facts. The case of O.J. Simpson, everybody be knows in
Mike, but not all evidence na facts.
Yeah, I agree. Good, but that's how I say, in the court of law, if you able to get an evidence where they support your claims.
But Mike.
So you cannot say you see a picture with someone in church with the president, then do photo recognition.
But that person will be know the president. That person will be know the president. And I know the way about up until this time.
DNA say on a DNA, not 100% too. I mean, they say 99.9.
So you do mathematics 99.9.
Yeah, but still.
But in 9 then they tell you say for round up because you don't pass 9. You don't pass 5. So you don't pass 5. You don't round up.
It's not 100%.
That's what they tell you for decimal.
And there is no DNA done. This is just facial recognition.
So why would I not bring them forward? That particular person.
That process. That I explained to you, so Samuel.
But that person did
it. Not they work like
how long you don't take?
That process.
Well, now,
the
Mike.
Police go give you an update in the Ministry of Information press briefing. Then tell you, say, this is what you don't get the evidence here. They even put a ransom of anybody who know who's this person there. They put money. We're going to provide police leads. So at the end of the day, na investigation, they take time. The police saw they work like how they work. The police saw they work like how they work. Because social media don't say, therefore just go hold somebody or this. No. It is a process.
Mike, waiting at the status of the former ambassador to Guinea.
The status of the former ambassador to Guinea, you know, the Ministry of Information give an update on that. Say there was
you update the public
now. Now they say, they piggyback on what in the ministry say, right? I am here asking about President Bio. That is my work. Not about all this stuff for lady conversations.
I know say you understand governance. You understand governance adequately.
So I just want to let you know, say my mandate, I can refuse not to talk about that, but my mandate is just about waiting President Bio to do now. And the reason why I can't for talk about President Bio, new strategies them and all that. But the latest way they out there was, they did a whole investigation. They exonerated the and the former ambassador.
So the ambassador not guilty of anything?
Yes, from Guinea. Now they come, the Minister of Information, they put them out there. And this is it. I think sometimes we also look very sensitive sometimes when we come back. I don't even know the ambassador. He's not my friend. I've never met him before. It's Mappy. I don't ever see her. I don't ever see her. Not all ministers are my party.
That ambassador to Guinea.
No, listen. Honorable, on a more serious note, let's put yourself in the ambassador in shoes also. I know they tell you, say, I know they try for exonerator here now. But let's be real here. You know, honorable, you get your motoka. Your official motoka, something MP then put flag panel.
But
no, I can't.
But no,
officer
at tip of them getting or something on the happen.
What are they say?
Yes,
Someone allow me
land. But just look at
you got flag panel, bring me the MP flag, everything the panel. Let me say this man in the driver now. You don't know what's in this man dipper. It takes something, put and you don't know, you didn't have parliament, you tell them say when I go pick something come. It put something there. At the end of the day, not to your fault too. Not to your fault. You know they know. So the ambassador the ambassador say, you don't know.
But you know it's not vicarious liability?
I know. But that don't mean say he's guilty. He
committed the offense. Liable.
So that don't mean say he commit the offense. That don't mean say commit the offense. Then go hold a liability. Of course, I get that. But that don't mean say he commit the offense. Why are they give you this? I know they try to protect the ambassador here. Because I don't know the facts. Whether it do or not do. The evidence is where they are. The authoritative evidence is where they out. Now they speak to as a government official.
Mike, I'll be asked a question with regards, of course, you mentioned the porous nature of our borders. But they don't send one kind of negative signal. Also, when authorities from Liberia, they condemn the kind porous nature of Sahel border. Because most of the catch, now the drugs, they cross Guinea border, they cross Liberia, now inside they go catch them. And then they are, even the Gambia. Then the associates all from within the past we border.
I totally get that.
It's like we're not winning the fight.
As a government, we need to do more. As a government, we need to intensify our efforts. President know that. But Samuel, that's how we talk about the bone. Most of them things that when they happen back, now Sierra Leoneans, there's something we call civic responsibility. Now Sierra Leoneans, not a government too. Me no want to hear a whole government official saying they cross and cocaine, they can't go inside Liberia.
But engage government official in motoka.
But not in motoka. But the one already in the whole now, what now Sierra Leone border there. The last time I don't know how true is that the whole Alonso, when I singer.
And how them pull the motoka.
Yeah, the whole. So they go whole and it's map na Sierra Leone come up UK come. Indulge in that. So we serve as citizens, if we like this country, certain things that they will not for the indulge into it. We're not for the indulge into it. Not to everything we get for blame government. Where is citizens' responsibility? Where is that? When you deny certain things and the way you deny Samuel, certain things that you don't have, you will not do. It's not like when you come with an employee now where they work and give all the models of propaganda and tell you not for do. But because of the ethics in you, because you are passionate about who say they work, because of your integrity, you know they do. So we as Sierra Leoneans and back, now we send message to brother them where they overseas, where they buy them deadly substance and they send an hour for money.
How connected is the fight against Kush, the proliferation of drugs amongst young people, to economic hardship and psychological distress?
It's a lot. One, first of all, it's a security threat. Because everybody they take all anything there at the end of the day, if they don't get a job, the next thing when they do a thief and they begin thief. Then they begin break homes. So it's also a security threat. Where they deter what? Human capital development, where they affect the economy of the country. Because now they're the labor force of this country. Where they talk about feed salon, where they talk about mechanization, where they talk about irrigation. Who do you think are going to do it? These are these young people. So that is why President Bio is passionate about that. There is no president in the history of this country who is passionate about young people reach President Bio. You see him from the appointments we don't make. He cares about what's in the happen.
But the reality seems different. If when the president talk about human capital development, 500,000 jobs, the people forget our jobs now, they don't enter soap and drugs.
So these are challenges. They're all over the world. Bro, the UN report will come out on drugs, drugs. 23 million new surge of people that around the world, they take drugs. So not only they affect. America, we get all the logistics support. We get all the infrastructure. We get everything. The highest killer of thing where they kill Americans and from 18 to 32 years, now drug, intoxication and substance abuse. So it's a challenge on the effects, just like how COVID became, where Ebola became in this country. So that is why we all need to come together. You have a role to play. Honorable have a role to play. I have a role to play. This is not the time we start to point fingers. This is the time we have to come together as Sierra Leoneans and make sure, because that's the greatest strength that we will get. Make sure we get this thing common with society. That is the only way we can do it. But this, all they do, all them policies there, we put them in place. We have to do them. Now eradicate, we eradicate them. It go day. And you go not say, this federal the petsu. Bro, it's an expensive and extensive fight. It's very expensive. You know they don't so no more today. Because when you look at psychosocial support, ethical integration and rehabilitation, it takes back. These are the people who go back out there into society, they get back into the system.
Because the drugs still in the system, when they come inside it and they can't take it in the worst part out of them, vulnerable. How you think, say, as a country, how you think, say, we can able for help for destroy or damage, I mean, the production chain of the harmful substances here in the country? Because now you see small shop themselves, now the highway there, you see small shop. You never see better in there. But you look fine in the sell the tramadol. Most of them shops them boku.
It's a get pharmacy. We don't see some of the drugs like we didn't talk about. I didn't call 225. I didn't call
the tramadol.
The tramadol. You know, say a medicine for men person, for pain.
But you sell but you go sell the person packets.
So what me don't do, because I feel guilty for see this they happen. I'm not in a pharmacy right now, but I don't make sure see make and clear to me, Bobosi. Let even stop for sale the tramadol na me pharmacy. Because I don't understand. When we sit on there, I know the kind of people who are selling.
So you know for even sell and
prescription.
Honorable,
no.
You shouldn't even sell at that point.
But that is why I'm saying,
just reach back to what you mentioned at some point.
This comes back to regulation.
I don't sell and say, enough for even sell them. Yeah. Why? When we been there, out of prescription, if a doctor prescriber, a count prescription
form. For even seller.
Would they sell them to the people there? If they're going to give prescribed injections, then we prescribe, the tablet from hospital. You will definitely sell them. But people, when they come for themselves, no more say they want.
Now, appointed that in
no.
hospital. No.
So what's he make her do that? What's he make me tell me on the way they sell? I say, no accounts enough for even sell them again because I want for make sure say I not go there for no say they follow what is supposed for do or the kind of people wait for selling. Anybody come
for selling.
Like I say, if hospital make the prescription for somebody, they come with prescription for a government hospital. Say, as I be the prescription form. It was sell and get because the medicine.
Honorable, you said a problem. But this whole
Mike.
Why make this honorable a problem?
Pharmacists are there. Not twist this thing. No, Mike. We support for sell and pay some prescription because the medicine.
You know for sell.
Mike.
Prescription not for because that upward.
But you mentioned say.
But na medicine.
You mentioned say even
you mentioned say it's not
you know for handler. You don't get license.
You mentioned say. You mentioned say in the production process of these drugs when they call Kush. Every other thing they can inside. That's illegal.
Yes.
Illegal.
And even the tramadol says and they tell you say
it's not legal. So this is
no. You say
somewhere.
All that you know they come
with
legal
ingredients for make Kush. For Madi hide and they take her for Mbambody. You don't need license for. I want you really give me if not 2 minutes like.
No. Honorable, next 30 in the next 30 seconds.
So I please me for
honorable in the next 30 seconds because we're about to wrap up the program.
No, listen.
We're about to wrap up the honorable. We're about to wrap up the program. Mike, we're about to wrap up the program. Honorable, in the next 1 minute. Let you understand. What you can as a submission in terms of how we can break the chain. In terms of production of them harmful drugs here where people they take tramadol, Kush, ecstasy. Because ecstasy now they flow with the ladies them. The ladies them like ecstasy. I don't know what they do with them.
Drugs.
Thank you very much.
And you know that.
It's unfortunate that we don't get adequate time for going to things in details.
Yes.
But before I talk about government not they do much.
Okay.
I talk about government in lapses. So I put some points there where they talk about where they point for see the lapses. Okay. I'm not saying they not do anything, but they're not doing much.
You will run through them in the next few minutes.
So I will run through the thing the way I say. One, government is supposed to get a strategy, a national strategy on how to fight this Kush or all harmful drugs. Them. We see where Ebola come, where he attack we. We see Corona. We even see this one Mpox where they talk about. They come together. The government come together. Even in the Ebola fight, the Corona fight. Then we tell you say, now this is for do, and now this is for do for stay away from this, and we take this action for destroy the spread of this disease. Them. So we also been getting national paper for see how we go strategize, for see how we will stop this thing.
Yes.
Number two, I say we get weak enforcement. I mean, we get weak and law enforcement and border control. Inside Septocam, we get porous borders then. Government, we got security then.
You don't mention.
Yes, we got security then. Government for empower the security them and give them all waiting and we need only few rehabilitation centers. How many rehabilitation centers we got in this country? We don't even get an upline there now. They are already in a free zone now. They're going for pull people there all over the place for bringing them kind of. So government needs for look into rehabilitation centers then for make sure we get side for put there. We look on public awareness. In the first place, people for know. I lead them we not making for make the public know the dangers of what you will say now, what you for the what they say now. I think so we for able for reduce this problem. Yeah. They will talk about, say, high youth employment. When they talk about unemployment, it's SLPP. Government say, they create in 2 years now, they try to make sure, say, it get 500,000 jobs for youth them. But all the jobs they see now, which kind of job they would they now clean salon. No say government's difficult for them. Oh no, yes, that is true. But if they say I don't mind this a devil's workshop, it's normally not get nothing for do. They get they like the wood for making go into drug or whatever bad thing. It's all. We talk about corruption and lack of accountability.
Mike, now with that I would go in. It's a corruption and lack of accountability. But in a few words, Mike, please.
Take this one
and I mean get recommendation because we as a opposition, whatever team we say, we forget help the government for get some recommendations thing. Out for 5 days, let's just give you recommendations.
Honorable, please do in a few seconds because we don't get time. We have a program
started with the pipeline. Anti-drug strategy. We get agency out for empower them, enforce them properly, give them the strength they need.
And Parliament
gets
a role for
we borders them.
Good.
So Honorable, this is what I want you to take home.
Mike, in
fighting this drug, we're talking about regulations. We'll see there are a lot of loopholes there. We get two types of acts here. We have the Pharmacy Board Act. We know the Pharmacy Board Act of 2001. Then we'll get the Drug and Narcotic Act, one of 2008. Then two acts in the dynamic act, you see there's a lot of lacunas inside.
Because in those acts, there's nothing mentioned with regards to most of them works. I understand.
So the law has in the plural. But what I want Honorable to take, it's very scary. Honorable Tramadol. I'm coming. Tramadol is a narcotic, it's an opioid.
Mike,
and then get right for sale and anybody then give prescription.
Honorable, you know the
medical prescription.
Mike and Honorable.
Prescription. Don't turn it down.
Mike, what's your specialty for medicine?
So if you listen to me, I'm coming. Honorable.
No, you say in America. What's your specialty for medicine? What's your specialty?
I'm coming. I know that don't matter right now. I'll just explain to Honorable. Honorable, I'm a medical person.
So what's your specialty for medicine? No, make it clear. Nobody will understand one day.
The message you want pass la person. Honorable, let me tell you this. That is an opioid, it's a narcotic.
Mike,
nobody.
It is not.
Mike, I want to play secretary. Mike, I want to
abuse of those things are the problem. The abuse of these things is the problem.
If you listen, if you listen, Honorable license for sell tramadol in a pharmacy.
Mike.
Now, opioid and a narcotic.
Mike,
dangerous drug. Now, only hospitals and the administration.
Mike, Bira, Director of Communications, now State House Office playing thank you to you for weekend at the program this evening. It's been an amazing moment with you. And also, Honorable Lucinda Finda Kelly, I want to say playing thank you to you, a member of Parliament from the main opposition, APC. Mina Samuel Ibrahim Kroma, many thank you to the production team. Of course, Emmanuel Nyake Momo and others will lead the team in terms of production. I want to say playing thank you to you for having the time. Till we meet again, have yourself a wonderful day. This is not Hot Seat. I repeat the coming way Wednesday at exactly 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Bye-bye.